gave the information to the younger people of the family or of the village or of the tribe. That was the thing that we did. That was one of the major reasons why when the Greeks and the Romans and the I forget the other group, but when they came into Africa throughout the continent, the very first people they removed from the family was the elder, because they understood the importance of the elder. So if you remove them, what you do is you shut down a major portion of the family line. And so you don't get the opportunity to pass along the information that keeps the family line strong. So, that is traditional with us. That's innate for us to do. And to remove the elder in the various forms that it can take place is to also not practice culture, not keep tradition alive, but it also helps to disperse the family. And so a lot of that is what I personally think we're looking at today, where we have a younger generation that has absolutely no respect for their elders, where we have generations that have no respect for each other, because that's something that has been given to us. That was a forced behavior upon us. And the only thing that has happened, there are families that have held on to it, but unfortunately, there are many more families that have, do not understand the richness of what it is to be able to sit in the company of an elder and understand not only their story, but even where we come from. That's that blackety black conversation I got.
Well, they're called griots, and we're an oral traditional nation.
Yes.
They drum and tell your history. We were taken to Senegal. I call it the ship of fools. We were on this great big charter that came out of LA. And my friends in LA said, if you can meet us in Boston with a valid passport and $380, you can go to Senegal, West Africa. I said, what? I said, I'll beat you all there, because at that time, Eastern flew every hour. Honey, I was standing up at the gate waiting on those floats. They had this empty plane. So they were stopping in Boston, and they said anybody that wanted to get on in Boston could go on to Africa with them. Well, this young man had chartered this plane to go to his mother's birthday party. He was the elder son, and his mother was the first wife. And he brought this ship of fools, and we all went to his house, and the griots sang us into their family history. That's the first time I ever really experienced that. Mm-hmm. These crazy Americans.
Amazing. See what I mean? You see it's easy to be enthralled by Dr. Long's story. Alice, I put your phone on mute, for your thing on mute, because it's giving us feedback when it's open. But when you need to talk, just hit unmute, okay? Listening to, hold on, wait a minute. Go ahead and unmute yourself so you can say whatever you say. I don't know why you're getting feedback, but you're getting feedback from your line. But if you need to unmute, just unmute.
Talking, she doesn't realize.
Yeah.
She's not unmuted.
Yeah. But it's very easy to sit and listen to Dr. Long's story. It's nothing that I've ever experienced. My grandparents were not really vocal. I didn't see them much. And by the time I was old enough to even ask any questions, they were so sickly. My grandmother on my father's side, all I remember is her being sick in a hospital bed in the living room, and we would see her every week. And all I remember is her cussing my dad out and punching my dad in the face, because my dad.
She wasn't weak. She may have been sick, but she wasn't weak.
No, she wasn't weak. And we used to go every Sunday after the Kingdom Hall. Every Sunday, never missed a Sunday. And one Sunday we missed a Sunday. And when we came the following week, she said, "Come here, Snappy." Called my dad Snappy. And like this. And I don't even remember seeing her face. All I remember is this big black fist. And she punched the crap out my dad. And he like, "Mama, what you do that for?" She said, "You better not miss no another week. I may not be here. You better bring my grandkids to see me." My grandma, yeah, my grandma didn't play that. But it reminded me of times that I have gotten a chance to sit with my father and his two sisters. I was in a car ride with them for 40 minutes. And it was so funny listening to them talk about school and the teacher, they used to spit on them every time he talked, and how the one teacher used to beat them. And then my Aunt Lucille, her son ended up having that same teacher. The teacher beat him, and she went to the school. She said, "I don't know who this teacher is." She get there and saw that it was Miss McLean. When she saw it was Miss McLean, Miss McLean said, "What you want, Lucille? You want something too?" And she said, Eric Mack, you want your own. Because that was the same teacher she had. And just to hear those stories, they all went to Catholic school. My two aunts got kicked out for fighting, and then my dad got kicked out because he kept passing out from the incense. He couldn't carry the incense. You know how they had the altar boys carry the incense? He couldn't carry it. Every time he carried the incense, he would pass out. So he got kicked out too. I was cracking up at these stories. So it's so important for us to chronicle them and to get them.
Jehovah's Witness children in a Catholic school?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, what the hell were they doing there?
No, so they weren't. No, my mom and dad were first generation Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my grandmom and them weren't.
Oh, okay.
And so so they all started going to the Kingdom Hall like once my mom and dad started going. My mom and dad then recruited everybody else. but they didn't grow up that way. And so they were in Catholic school. It was just the stories. And then they started talking about when they were having kids and just all of that. And I think maybe this conversation this morning is to remind us of our elders and to remind us to reach back and if they are there and around, that we should get the stories. Or even if it's not your mother or your father, maybe there's a long lost aunt or uncle somewhere that we should be researching and getting these stories. That's what's coming up for me. My dad's two sisters are still alive. My Aunt Lucille, I think she's 85, and my Aunt Rose, I think she's a couple of years younger than my Aunt Lucille, and both of them are still alive. And so what this is really saying to me is I need to call them and I need to get their stories.
Yeah, that's my generation. See, I'm 83. So but see, Daddy graduated to heaven at 98, and his grandmother was 103, they think. They said they don't know because nobody had a record of her birth. And every time they asked, they said, well, we don't know. She was just always here. When we showed up, she was here. And we don't know how old. 103, they think. So I got longevity on my side, boy.
Yes,
I told my brother, Charles, we're the teenagers.
Listen, I know, because when I asked you, you told me about all these things that you wanted to do. And I'm writing, and you're saying about writing the book, the Lifelong Learning Center, the solar farm, and all this kind of stuff. And I said, well, Dr. Long, do you have that written down somewhere? And you said, why? You think I'm dying anytime soon? Because I'm not.
I said that. Oh, I know.
Yes, because it was a lot, because there was so much stuff that you were saying that you wanted to do now. And I'm saying, okay, well, where is it written down at? And you was like, I don't need to write it down. I know exactly.
I'm the epistle. I'm my own epistle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
but my father made my brother and I promise him that we will write the history. So we're starting with a documentary of him because he was born on a homestead. And at 98, look at the arc of his life. He was born on a homestead in Kansas and lived long enough to see a Black man in the White House. You know, so the arc of his life, we had to divide it up into generations and tell his story. Absolutely. And the thing he was most proud of was seeing 2 Black coaches in the Super Bowl. He didn't care nothing about Barack.
But that's the reason why those things are important, right? Because we you know, we get to see when I listen to some of the elders, the people that I kept company with, you know, in Harlem, I heard the stories of birth records as opposed to a certificate, that it was a card that they had as opposed to a, you know, a piece of paper. And then, you know, it becomes a piece of paper that is a special type of paper with a coating on it and a seal on it. You know, those are things that are really interesting to hear about, because when we have images of those items and we sit and have a conversation with a person who's younger, they get the opportunity to see the difference from what it was to what it is, you know, in the present. But it's also the importance of why when any one of our elders transitions, that we lose, in a way, we lose a library, because the amount of information that is contained in them is absolutely phenomenal, right? I'm not going to give my pushback about Kamala and Obama.
I heard it in your head. When she first pulled it up, I heard it, and I just
mentioned it. My goodness.
I didn't say. See, I didn't say a word. I ain't say a word. I didn't. I just.
She said she's not gonna give her pushback. That's her word.
And we not gonna let you. We're not gonna let you.
But I do understand.
No judgment, Michelle. No judgment.
Okay. All right.
No judgment. No judgment.
I'm in school too. I'm learning too.
Before I have something else to
It's interesting because I have thoughts about Kamala all the time, but I just quiet myself and say, God.
Yes.
Yeah, my house. She can live in my house. That's where I live.
Listen, don't start nothing, y'all. Don't start nothing.
Don't start nothing. Won't be nothing.
Don't start nothing. Won't be nothing. Yes.
We need to meditate.
Yes, right now.
Get this meditation going, y'all.
It's time to meditate, y'all.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, Alice. Go ahead, Alice.
Please, Alice.
Go ahead, Alice.
I was going to say if Michelle starts, we'll be here for another 2 hours. So please don't let us start on Kamala.
Yes, we heard you. We heard you. Absolutely. Absolutely. We are very familiar. I'm not going to say we are. I'm going to say I am very familiar with Michelle and her blackity black thoughts. And so we are going to
meditate.
Meditate. Yes, we're going to meditate and we're going to put those thoughts in those spaces. But we love Michelle. We thank you for being so amazing. We thank you for all, yes, we thank you for all of your thoughts, because what we know is that sometimes we need people to remind us of things. So thank you for being that person that reminds us. And that's 100% okay. And we are grateful for it. So we are gonna,
lower your music a little bit, Mom.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay, got you. How's that?
Better.
Okay. We are in gratitude for each and every soul, each and every heart that is here as a part of this law of attraction. I am so welled up in this moment, so grateful for each and every one of you for trusting me to hold this space for you. I'm thankful for you showing up here, because you could be anywhere else in the world. So I'm so grateful for 90 days with you. So thank you so much for being here. So we are going to take a few moments for meditation. So sit in your chair or wherever you are, sit comfortably with your feet to the floor, your back to the back of the chair, and let us begin with just breathing in deeply. Breathing in all gratitude, being in gratitude for every breath that you get to take this morning, being in gratitude for every small thing that has gotten you here. So grateful for each and every one of you in this space this morning. When you speak about highlights of your life, this absolutely is a highlight of mine. Take your hand and put it over your heart, feeling love coming from your heart center, feeling this love just encompassing you, feeling this love as a warm white light of love energy. Feel this love for yourself. Feel this love. Maybe bringing it up, thinking about the first time you laid eyes on the love of your life, or the birth of your first child. Feel how much love in that day and give that love to yourself. Self-love is the key to all love. Self-love is the key to us love. Self-love is the key to we love. Now that you have given this love to yourself, let us send love to the people that you love and those who love you. Send love to your parents. Send love to your grandparents. Send love to your children. Send love to your grandchildren. See their faces. See the last time you saw them. See the belly roll. See them laughing. Send love to your nieces, nephews, and cousins and friends. We sure do love those folks. Every bit of them. Now that we have sent love to the people that we love, let us touch and agree from wherever we are to send love to the entire world, to all 7 billion people wherever they are. See your love light energy as it pulsates and grows bigger and bigger from you, bursts from your roof of your home and meets us high in the sky above the planet. See this big ball of white light love energy. See this ball as it touches the top of the planet and dissipates along the sides until the entire planet is covered in this white light of love energy. Sending extra concentrations of love to those who have lost family members, to those who are in war-torn big house, a tiny house, or no house, living off the grid? What does it look like? Where is it situated? Is it at the beach? Is it in the mountains? Is it at the lake? You can be, do, or have anything. What is the transportation? Is it the luxury car, the smart car, the motorcycle, the bicycle? Which one is it for you? What color is it? Does it have new car smell? Are you the driver or are you the passenger? See the work that you're doing. Who are you serving? What population of people? Are you serving men or children or women or families? Are you assisting in homelessness or domestic violence or transitional housing? What is that thing that you do? That if you could do it for the rest of your life, or when you can do it for the rest of your life, that it does not feel like work because you love it so much. What is that thing for you? We see you. See the faces of the families and the children and the women and the men that you will impact because you are showing up in your gifting. We know that every good book says that your gift will make way for you. But you gotta bring it up and you gotta bring it out. Let us set the intention for inner peace today, that nothing and no one can disrupt this inner peace. Not a person, a place, or a thing. Nothing in the house, nothing in the car, nothing in no one. Give love today, give health today. Give in without expecting anything in return. We are so grateful. We are in the image of the Creator, and we absolutely can create the life of our dreams. When I count backwards from 5, we'll be back in the room. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much for that. You're so welcome. It is so amazing to intentionally set time and space to to visualize and see the life that you can be living. You're one decision away from living that life. Where are you? This is day 90. We have been here for all these days. And in all these days, starting with the Law of Attraction Planner, truly this is the beginning of the beginning of your beginning. This is just, yes, happy day 90, Gwen says. This planner absolutely is a roadmap to getting to the life of your dreams. It's just a guide. And you can see that even as using it for a guide to help us to stay vibrationally high, to write down the vision, to make it plain, to write down, where you are now and where you're going and your journey. Where do you want to be? It is so important to know, to take the time out to write. If we continue to you know, allow life to live us. I remember this lady, she said, live life, don't let life live you.
Mm.
And that was such a powerful statement because life can really live you.
Ooh,
Life
yeah.
you by all of the things that show up, and then you're in it and you're in it and you're in it and you're doing and you're doing and you're doing and you're going from one situation to the next situation to the next situation. And before you know it, a
And
year has
don't
gone.
even know why or how you
No.
got up in it. Now you're swimming, trying to survive it.
Yes, a year has gone by, 2 years has gone by, and you're like, what in the world? What is this life? I didn't pick this. How did I get here? And we just get there by not paying attention.
Mhm.
You have to pay attention to the life that you're living. When you wake up in the morning, are you living intentionally? Or are you living your life according to how it has turned out? Like whatever is happening. You know, you say, I want a job, I need a way to make money, and you go and get this job and you hate it. And you're there and you're there and you're there. And before you know it, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 years, and 10 years and 20 years, you're on this job. And then you live in an at-will state. And after 20 years, they say, thank you so much for your services. Peace out. And now you
And
don't.
there gets to be a point of no return. You say, well, I got so many years in it now. It don't
Yes,
make no sense to stop now. What?
yes, exactly. So it's so important to be in spaces like this, to be so intentional for your life. What is your intention for your life? How do you plan on living it? How? It's so important to get to it. We need you to get to it. We need you to get to this life that you are intentionally wanting to live. You know, you've been thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. Well, please unbury your talents and your gifts. Please let us see them. And you just don't know how your gifting will make way for you.
And we think about it, and then we talk about it. And
Yes,
convince ourselves that that's doing it. And that's not doing
that's
it.
not doing it. It's so, we are so fearfully and wonderfully made. We are connected mind, body, and soul. And when the mind has a thought and you start talking about it, your whole body starts to believe, oh yeah, that's a good thing. And yeah, I should do it. And then instead of doing it, you just giving lip service to it. How many people know people that have been talking about what they're going to do for as long as you've been knowing them? And they ain't did nothing. They haven't done it. And then you can't call them on it because then it's like they take it personal. Well, honey, you've been saying that for at least 10 years that I know you. So when you going to take the first step? You got to take the first step. It's so important to take the first step.
And then they got a whole bunch of excuses about why they're not taking the first step. You know,
Yeah.
They have built
I
a wall of
Yeah.
failure with those excuses, one brick at a time, you know.
Absolutely.
Ugh.
Until they have bricked them their own selves in. You know, part of the reason, why I put 800 miles between myself and my family was so that I could get to it. I had to, because I was in everybody's business. I was in everybody's life. I was a part of everybody's life, dropping off kids, picking up kids. And my baby's 25, but I'm still dropping off, picking up kids. Or I'm babysitting kids because kids are sick. Or I'm showing up as somebody something. Yes, talk is cheap and cheap talk blocks all wealth. Yes, it is. Yes,
Say that again. Talk is cheap and what?
Talk is cheap and cheap talk blocks all wealth. Michelle Jewell.
Right, Michelle.
And it's so important to get to it. So in these last few minutes, does anybody want to share anything about this 90th day and what you feel in this moment? I'm just so proud of each of you. Brenda, I know you called me, but I was so outside. I was outside yesterday. So I know that you are planning to be online tonight, and we all want to support that. So tell us where you will be online at, so that we can support that.
Well, that's why I was calling you, because I want to use your Zoom platform.
Okay.
And
Absolutely.
I had said 8 o'clock, if that's good for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. You can just show up back in the same room then at 8 o'clock.
Oh, good. I know how to do that.
That works, Brenda.
Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah. So I like that idea because, as in the planner, it talks about, yes, 8 p.m. Gwen, in the planner, there is some stuff that we should do at night. So there's questions that you should ask yourself to reflect at night before you close your eyes. And so if you haven't been doing that, maybe a part of what you do could be those questions that's in the planner about, what the question is, really just reflecting on how the day went. And I find sometimes I don't do that myself. So this will get us all the way right, having that space to get it together and get it right. So does anybody else have anything they want to impart about this 90th day?
Ooh.
Yes, that part, right?
So I will say
I'd like
that.
to say, can you hear me? I'd like to say.
Oh, who's that?
No, I was just going to say congratulations, and you have to tell me where you can get your planner. How you can get your planner.
Oh yeah. I'll send a message to Michelle and she can forward it to you. It's not my planner. It comes from Freedom Mastery. And it is truly, it's a game changer. It really is. It is my intention to work either with them, in tandem with them, to create, my own space in the planner world. I have a gratitude planner and a few others, but this planner is so in depth. It will make you dig in so deep. And so, I felt like the wheel wasn't broken, so I wasn't going to try to fix it. And so this planner I've used for the last 4 years, but this was the first year that I've used it to the extent that I've used it, and it has been a life changer for me. It absolutely has given me the strength to show up here every morning. And in a lot of spaces, that I have been resistant to show up in. So absolutely, I will send it to you. It comes from freedommastery.com, but you can also get it from Amazon too. Just depending on, and it comes pretty quickly too. So mostly everybody here has it, and it's really, really good. So yeah, but go ahead, Sherry, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say that, these 90 days have allowed me to trust myself. I mean, I've really
Good morning.
have learned to trust myself, and I am learning to love myself, to really trust myself and love myself, you know, and put myself first, not in a selfish way, but in a healthy way.
Yes, absolutely.
In a healthy way. And I feel that the spirit is, let me just say, I feel that God is with me.
Yes.
And I'm more receptive and welcoming every direction that God is leading me in. So, and like we all know, faith without works doesn't happen, but and I matter.
Yeah,
I really matter, and we all matter.
We do.
I want to include all of you in this space of what you do and what your dreams are and what God speaks to you. It matters.
Yes.
It matters.
He's given us our assignments and he needs us to do them.
Absolutely. the part that you said about loving yourself and caring for yourself is so needed, because we will take time out to bathe our children, and we do their hair, and then we love on them. And then when it comes to you, you'll just skip a whole bath, go to bed, and wake up in the morning and do that thing all over again and never take time for yourself. And when I'm in the meditation and I say about self-love, it always brings up emotion for me, because we don't take time out for ourselves. Even, and then when you do, it feels selfish, but it's so not. You have to take care of yourself in order to take care of anyone else. And so please give yourself the gift of caring for you. Please,
Absolutely.
please. And it's a game changer. When I like this whole take a bath thing, it's a situation. I will burn my candles. I will get my bath salts and all that. It's a whole situation, and I do it for me. So do it for you. It is your time for self-love and self-care. If you are not caring for you and taking care of you, honey, you be so depleted and empty, and then trying to help somebody from an empty cup. And that we don't have time for. So you must fill your cup first. Wait till your cup runneth over into the saucer. And once it has run over, you take this cup and you sit that one to the side. And then you take whatever is in your saucer and you can share that with whoever
That's
you
the
like.
overflow.
That's the overflow.
The overflow. Yeah.
Until you get to overflow. Until you get to overflow, you should not be doing anything other than pouring into yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That is
That
such
was a complete sentence.
Listen, that is such a hard lesson for me to learn. Even saying it right now, I feel the emotion of that, because I have given until there was nothing. I have given until I was evicted, given until I had to give my car back, given until there was nothing left for me.
Yeah, see,
and sometimes the people who you've given to, they love you. And when you in the situation, guess what? They don't
and
got
when you out of
nothing to
stuff
give you
to
back.
give, they move right on to the next one that got something to give.
Absolutely. I was about to say that. And this is you.
Empty.
Empty. Mm-hmm.
And so this is intentional work that we're doing. We are intentionally caring for ourselves first. And don't feel any kind of way about it, because people will make you feel.
Put your mask on first.
Put your mask on first. We've been hearing that our whole lives and never did it until now. And I am very proud.
The only thing I will say, when you just said don't care anything about it, I want to rebuke that a little bit. Yeah, care about yourself.
No,
you know, that caring, I understand what you're saying. Don't care anything about it, but just know that taking care of yourself is taking care of God and your relationship with
absolutely.
God.
When I say
absolutely put your care, you know.
Yes, I'm saying don't feel guilty about caring for yourself. That's what I mean.
I get it.
When I say don't care, I mean don't feel guilty for caring for yourself first. Because you caring for yourself first is caring for everybody else. That's because when you take care of you, you take care of your children better. You take care of how you show up in the world better to interact with other people. It's so important to care for yourself so that you show up the way that you should. So day 90 is in the bag.
The bag. See you guys tonight.
So as we end day 90 in the day, we will start a new day tonight, day 1 with Brenda. So absolutely set your timers. I know I have to, because if I don't, it's going to be, But, you know, Brenda, you don't, the good thing is you don't need me in the room. Just go on, come on in. But yeah, but I'm setting my reminders so that I'm on as well. So have an amazing day today. Go out, be amazing, and walk in the spirit of 90 days of being intentional for your life. So have an amazing day on purpose, and we will see each other tomorrow for day 91 for this lifestyle that we have now created, because it takes 21 days to create a habit, 30 days to rewire the neural pathways, and 90 days to create a lifestyle. This is now a lifestyle for each and every one of you.
The new you.
The new you. So have an amazing day on purpose, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.
Yeah.
See you tonight.
Yeah.